LaGuardia Airport, the Great Depression, and Fidel Castro are all on this day. Hey, welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is December 2nd, 2020. It is the 337th day of the year. Got 29 days left. It is the 49th Wednesday in 2020, the 72nd day of fall. We got 19 days left until winter, and if this is your birthday, congratulations, you're a Sagittarius. But you probably already know that. Today is the International Day of the Abolition of Slavery. The International Day of Abolition of Slavery aims to end slavery in the world. Contemporary forms of slavery include sexual exploitation, forced marriage, trafficking in person, and the recruitment of children for armed conflicts. The International Labor Organization estimates that there are 21 million people enslaved in the world, a business that generates around 150 billion US dollars in illegal profits every single year. That sucks. All right, let's see what else December 2nd has given us. 1927, following 19 years of Ford Model T production, the Ford Motor Company unveils the Ford Model A as its new automobile. It was in production for 18 years, almost as long as the Model T. 1930, the Great Depression. In the State of the Union message, U.S. President Herbert Hoover proposes a $150 million public works program to help generate jobs and stimulate the economy. In today's dollars, that's about $2.3 billion. 1939, New York City's LaGuardia Airport opens. By most accounts, this was a bad move. In 2016, about 29.8 million passengers used the airport, a 14.2% increase from the previous year, and 90% of the people that travel through LaGuardia hate it. Yeah, everyone I ever talk to that goes through LaGuardia, including myself, they can't stand it. It's a weird airport. I don't like it. 1947. The Jerusalem riots of 1947. Riots break out in Jerusalem in response to the United Nations partition plan for Palestine. 1954, the Cold War. The United States Senate votes 65-22 to censure Senator Joseph McCarthy for conduct that tends to bring the Senate into dishonor. McCarthy's popularity skyrocketed on February 9, 1950, when he gave a Lincoln Day speech to a Republican Women's Club of Wheeling, West Virginia. His words in the speech are a matter of debate because there's no audio recording of this speech, but in general, it's agreed that he produced a piece of paper and claimed that it contained a list of known communists working in the State Department. McCarthy's been quoted, no recording, so gotta trust people, that he said, "The State Department is infested with communists. I have here in my hand a list of 205, a list of names that were made known to the Secretary of State for being members of the Communist Party and who, nevertheless, are still working and shaping policies for the State Department." Basically, he came up with this conspiracy, handed in a bunch of names that pretty much everyone said he had no facts on, and gave it to the Secretary of State, and then was all shocked that they did nothing about it. Well, you gotta have a little proof to get things like this going. Anyway, McCarthyism is what they call it, and it took off. This went on for a couple of years and eventually got into Hollywood, where they're trying to get communists that are involved in Hollywood and making movies. It was a mess. Anyway, yeah, and he was from Wisconsin. I don't know what he was doing in West Virginia. I'm sure they do stuff like that all the time, but you think he'd be spending his time in Wisconsin talking to his people, not West Virginia. 1961. In a nationally broadcasted speech, Cuban leader Fidel Castro declares that he is a Marxist, Leninist, and Cuba is going to adopt communism. 1962, the Vietnam War. After a trip to Vietnam at the request of U.S. President John F. Kennedy, U.S. Senate Majority Leader Mike Mansfield becomes the first American official to basically talk trash about what's really going on in Vietnam. He didn't paint the flowery picture that the government and the media had been painting up to this point. He was like the first one to break ranks, I guess. 1982, at the University of Utah, Barney Clark becomes the first person to receive a permanent artificial heart. Now, these days, I wouldn't say they're common, but they're not as big as the deal. I mean, that was amazing. An actual artificial heart. 1993, Colombia drug lord Pablo Escobar is shot and killed in Colombia. Escobar is the wealthiest criminal in history, having an estimated net worth of 30 billion American dollars at the time of his death. Movies released on December 2nd, 1988. One of the funniest movies ever made. The Naked Gun. Leslie Nielsen, Priscilla Presley, and yeah, OJ was in it too. There's a true crime right there though. Leslie Nielsen is dead. OJ's still alive. Born on December 2nd, 1981, Britney Spears. Everyone knows Britney, but she is an American singer, songwriter, dancer, and actress. She's credited with influencing the revival of teen pop during the 1990s and early 2000s. And that's how she got the nickname the Princess of Pop. 1983, Aaron Rodgers. Quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. Guy's had a stellar career. Green Bay, in general, has been very lucky with their quarterbacks. Most football teams have had quite a few quarterbacks, let's say, in the last almost 20 years, right? Especially someone like the Browns, who have had like 25 quarterbacks in the last 20 years. Green Bay has had Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre. They've had a couple other people play a game or two here when someone was injured, but a majority of the last 18, 20 years, something like that, it's been Brett Favre, and then it was Aaron Rodgers. Pretty good record. Died on December 2nd, 1982. We lost Marty Feldman, English actor and comedian. He was in a couple movies with Mel Brooks, like Silent Movie, Young Frankenstein, a couple other things like that. He was very entertaining. He had these giant eyeballs that just kind of looked freaky. Matter of fact, they had that song in the 80s, She's Got Betty Davis Eyes. Well, Weird Al Yankovic did She's Got Marty Feldman Eyes. It was a great song. It was really funny. Anyway, he died in 1982, sadly. Mel Brooks said that he probably died because he smoked like a carton of cigarettes a day, black coffee all day, and ate a whole bunch of eggs. That was how he lived his life. All right, that's December 2nd. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Now get out there and do something productive today. Be nice to each other.